Hello everyone, welcome to my corner of the world. Today I am doing a video on being tagged because I didn't do the last one that Corey tagged me in and I felt so guilty. It was like being a little boy, 10 years old, like I'd just done something really wrong because he was like, I'm judging you. So I was like, well, okay, I'll do this one, considering it was actually a topic that he and I were talking about. Because, you know, for some reason, my brain just like, my mind is like a Stephen King book at night time when I'm asleep. All kinds of shit happens. Let's begin with a very recent one. I got a job as a librarian and I arrived and all these people moved in really weird ways and this library was ongoing. It was like a TARDIS of libraries, more or less. And you know, I kept, you know, more like the library in Donna's series, just endless with halls and everything. And every time I get closer, their English would sound more like just, I don't know, weird electronic mumbles. And then they turned on me for God knows what reason, so I'm running around, and somehow I managed to obtain the ability of invisibility, thank God, so I hide in corners and shit like that. Somewhere in there, a guy that I fancy and I are making out in an old mini-moke. I don't know how that happened. A flashback to the dream again. I find a room, well not a room, it's just like the end of a hall of like bookcases comes into like this sort of square bookcase area room, and behind one of the bookcases I can see blue light, so I like look for a switch, the bookcase slides across, and there's this hall with blue light coming through, so I run through and I come out, and you know, game show music starts playing and it's like, guess the song! And then all of a sudden, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. It's like, that's the song playing, so you know, I guessed it. And that's probably because when I go to sleep, I listen to music, so more than once, music has infiltrated my dreams and it's just made it all weird. So I guessed it right. And every time you guess it right, you have to have like a needle poke through like, you know, the flap of your skin like that, and oh, yuck, thank God you can't feel things in dreams. So then I ran back, and before I went through, an automated voice said, those who press the blue button can never go back. That's probably something to do with the Matrix, I don't know. So I pressed the blue button anyway, and I'm back in the library, and they all told me that I'd won because it was all a test, so I'm all relieved. And they said, the reason why you haven't been able to understand us is because we have super senses. When you win, you're given a special thing. So they gave me the implant, and I was able to understand everything they were saying and all that. But it turns out it was a trick, and I was now a cyborg. And I'd been caught, and now I was a part of the army, so that whole dream, the more I think about it, kind of seems like a huge amalgamation of like Doctor Who shit, and it probably was, but it was really creepy. I woke up like, what the fuck? Another dream. Oh, last night's dream. Last night's dream was I was going on a date. Well, no, let's go further back than that. I was walking through Central Station in Brisbane, and this really hot guy from school, who I won't name because, yeah, let's just not name him. For this video, we shall call him a very generic X. So X walks up to me and asks me what I'm doing later, and I thought it was really weird because he never spoke to me in high school. So I was like, oh, nothing much. So he goes, do you want to catch up later? So I was really excited and stuff, and he texts me after like we exchanged numbers, and he said, wear something fancy. So I was looking through all my clothing and all these clothes that I have, and all of a sudden logic kicked in. I don't know why. My brain hates me when I'm having good dreams. All of a sudden this little voice in my head was like, Carlos, you don't have clothes as nice as this. This is obviously a dream. And then I woke up and I was just like, ugh, why? As far as nightmares go, what else was there? There was all kinds of nightmares. Oh, I had a nightmare where I met Tyler Oakley, and he and I were we were competing for something, and my talent was singing and his talent was, I can't remember what, but it was a game show. And in my dream, and I don't think he's actually like this, he seems like such a wonderful person, and I've been watching him for a very long time before he became like super uber duper famous. So somehow my mind manifested that Tyler Oakley is the biggest bitch in the world, and because we're on a reality television show, he kept you know, doing horrible things and then filming them and then like spinning them around so I would look like an idiot and then posting them on YouTube, and I kept going back there to reconcile some sort of relationship, and I got shot with cream pies and just all this stuff, and like, yeah, I don't even know, and it was just a really horrible dream because To be quite honest, Tyler Oakley is like one of my YouTube heroes, and a lot of people don't like him, but you know what, he has over 1 million subscribers, so haters gonna hate, bitches, haters gonna hate. So that dream was really horrible, and then I had a Pokemon dream once that was quite amazing. That was all kinds of just fabulous, because I was a Pokemon trainer, and I had all kinds of Pokemon. I had my favourite one, which is Flygon, half ground, half flying. It's a bit of an oxymoron when it comes to Pokemon types, but the best Pokemon, I personally think, are the ones with like dual types that are weak against each other, kind of like Emolga with like electric and flying, or like Scrafty with dark and fighting, because in the original series there weren't very many dual types, and they didn't do the whole you know, opposite weak strong thing. Anyway, so yeah. Then I read a book called Fade or Fader by Robert Cormier, and I had dreams about that for a long time, and the book is about how from uncle to nephew, invisibility is passed down through the generations, and it's very gruesome. Like, this whole ability has like its own voice and tells you to do horrible things. The uncle hasn't done really horrible things, then the nephew does one horrible thing, he murders someone, and then that nephew's nephew, so the next boy in the generation, is this horribly, like, just mistreated boy born into a nunnery or convent or whatever, and he kills people and slashes things and beats people up, and the voice of the invisibility, like, just really, like, feeds on his insecurities and makes him this horrible, disgusting thing. And it's like Gollum and Smeagol, and he's literally fighting himself because he doesn't want to hurt his uncle that he's just found after years of being born into a nunnery, right? So I proceeded for the next week to just dream about horrible instances where I turned invisible, but it was too late and someone stabbed me in the gut, or I killed someone, or I vandalized, and even weird ones, like I decided to walk around town naked, and then the faded off and everyone saw me. Just like crazy dreams, because my mind manifests really stupid shit and puts it all together. I mean, I never just have dreams where it's people I know, because I'm a very creative person. Well, that's a bit immodest. I like to think I'm creative. The books I read, the songs I write, the music I listen to, the movies I watch, everything that comes at me ends up coming into my dreams. And they say that faces that you see in your dream that you may not recognize as someone you know is probably a face that you've seen in real life. You walk past them, and I can vouch for that, because one time I was walking down Queen Street, the main street of the CBD in Brisbane, and this really hot guy, he was wearing like mustard shorts and just this beige top, and it sounds disgusting, but it looked really good on him, and he was just gorgeous, like glasses, perfect hair, beard. He just looked like a gentleman. And the following night, I had a dream that we went on a date and it went swimmingly, and I don't have sex dreams. I don't know why. My brain just doesn't do that. So yeah, I don't think I've ever had like, no, I've never had like a real sex dream where, I don't know if I should tell you guys that. No, I won't tell you that. But yeah, my dreams are very, very childlike, like they play on all the insecurities that I hold within, and then like manifest them in really fictional ways, which obviously every dream is like that, but you know, some people can dream about history, other people can dream about some celebrity. I don't, or mine are purely fictional things. So yeah, that is my dream tag. Now I'm not going to tag everyone, because Corey and I more or less know everyone who's on the same people on YouTube that like I could tag and would actually watch this video. So if you want to make a video response, I would love to hear your dreams. I want to know if any of you have crazy brains like mine. Otherwise, that's all from me today. Don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. And of course, comment, because I just love talking to you guys. So that's all from me today. Ciao for now.